All right. All right, brother. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Um, I'm Colton Ford. I'm 33. I live in Choctaw, Oklahoma. I work as a gas station stalker and a cashier.
Okay, okay, okay. So what are some things that you're passionate about?
Um, I I went to radio school, and so that's where my biggest drive is now is to kind of get back into it on a more full time level. And I like how what we're doing. Like I like the interview process and being able to sit down and talk to people and learn about people. I'm really big into sports and music, and so like that's just I just have a want to just talk. I guess more than anything, especially like in a sense that like I get to hide behind like a cloak of just like a veil of just like unknowing my face until you see it or you already know it. And so I just you get to you can we can get to know each other like on a personal level and agree and disagree on things and like I said, mainly just sports and music more than anything is what I would really like to do.
Okay, okay, okay. I like that. I like that. So what are your inspirations in life to do that? I know you really are into, the radio scene and stuff like that. What inspired you to want to get into that stuff? What was a real big push for you?
Uh, growing up, I didn't talk a lot. I've always been really observant, and when you just kind of just get to hear people's like perspective on things and you get to hear, especially like with music, you get to hear what kind of mu- music people listen to, and so you just kind of see what they like, and like the trends of how music has gone, or like here in Oklahoma and just this part of the state, like football's king, and so it's just like you get to hear about like people's team preferences and so on and so forth. So it's just like just to be able for me, it's just about getting a connection. I mean, like we said before, we're a lot more alike than we are different, and you get to kind of figure it out. But I mean, it's just little quirks and little bitty things like the nuances of it that you kind of figure out from people and like, okay, this is where you're coming from on it. So
Mm. Yeah, I like that. That's really good. I like the way you put that out. Really, really good, strong message. So what are some
okay,
goals that you have going on now?
say it one more
Some goals.
time. For me here right now, I'm looking for just more of like I'm looking for stability in my life. I'm looking for just like to be able to set my hat down. I've gone through a lot of things over the last few years, and like I've just been on the move and no real place of my own. And so that's just it for me, like a stable job and be able to give me a house of my own because I'm living with family right now. And so just I just once I think that all comes together, I'm looking for a sense of peace because your life is like it comes at you, and I mean you don't really get a chance to like deal with it. You just kind of just have to just pack it up and run with it. And so for me, it's just like I'm looking for a lot of peace in my own life that I want to find for me because I've tried to find it in many different ways and it just hadn't worked. But I know if I get it for myself, like I said, being 33, you kind of start figuring out things for yourself, and so that's just where I'm at.
Hmm. I like that, man. Really good, really powerful message though that you said. Like really, really powerful. So, what are some struggles that you faced in life, growing up or
Uh,
just now?
uh, I, I've dealt with anxiety. I mean, I guess it was really like it was like really like trendy to say you have anxiety, but it's one of those things that you don't really realize until like it starts happening and people are like, oh, this is oh, you have it bad. And so I mean like you figure that out, and just failed relationships, and I picked up drinking a little too heavy when I was younger that I've been able to step away from. And so just just like I said, you have to find like you see the clarity in your life after like you take away the fog of everything. And so you realize what you want because like I said, you just go through life. You're just doing, and then like, but then there's a time when it's just you. You go to bed and it's just you in the bed alone, and so you got to figure out, okay, what's next? Because it hasn't worked. Everything that you put your energy into just hasn't worked. So what's next? And what are we gonna do for us from this day forward? And so
Like that progression is key. I like that very much. Yeah, progression is definitely key, man, and that's important. I'm glad you brought that out because a lot of people in life, um, we got time for everything. We really do. We really do. There's no need to rush our lives. There's no need to try to run a race or anything because we all
absolutely.
have time. I understand that there is unforeseen circumstances that happen in our lives, but we still need to slow down, take a look, take a step back, and look at our lives and just realize that as long as we're progressing in what we are trying to achieve and accomplish, that everything will be okay.
That like they've always said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And so, but it's just one of those things that it's like you can tell that to yourself, and you hear it from everybody, and it's just you're like, okay, I understand and I get it, but this is just how my life is right at this moment. And it's not like we have a want to just run 90 to nothing. Nobody really wants to live that way. You want to be able to have a pace to it, but it doesn't happen like that all the way. And so you just have to do it. And then, like I said, you come to a point where it's just like we can kind of slow down. We can kind of get this figured out now. I've I've been reading things on people like starting their life like later on because it's very trendy, and it's a big thing for people to be like, well, by a certain age you need to have this, and by a certain age you need to do this and this and this and this. I was married and divorced before I was 30, so that what I mean. Like I did that, and I mean it's just like you do all these things, and it's just like like okay, I've done it, but I haven't really gotten any satisfaction out of it. Nothing has like worked for me. And so what's next? Like and then you can kind of sit down and like I read that like Vera Wang, she didn't produce her first best until she was 40. And now look at where she's at in life. You know what I'm saying? Like people have these success stories like later on in life. And so it's about like it's never too late. It's never too late to to start. And some people are seeing it as starting over. It's like you're starting like a new career or moving or whatever. It's never too late for that. If what you're doing isn't like if it doesn't provide you something in a positive manner and you just feel really like complacent in it, go forward. Do something different. You'll be all right at the end of it.
Hmm. That is very, very true. So, what is a positive message that you would like to spread on more to people in the world to add on what you just said?
I I um I think that for me that's it. I mean, it's just like I said, I'm here in this moment in my life. It's just about like finding your peace. Everybody does a piece for you in this world. A peace of mind is for everybody out there. So just find it, and you're doing yourself a favor. It's one every day. Are you waking up and are you doing everything possible for yourself? Can you go to sleep that night and go, I did everything absolutely possible so we can get ready to start it and do it the next day. And for me, it's just about self growth. Like, I mean, like, mental health is like a big thing, especially for me. Like, you have to take care of you. You have to take care of you at the end of it. So make sure you're doing everything for you every day because you're already gonna have to do things for everybody. I mean, if you're in a relationship, you have to be the best partner. If you have children, you have to be the best parent. a friend to just so on and so forth. But what are you doing for you? The biggest thing is, what are you doing for you? And every day you need to set some time out just to be like, did we do everything for ourselves today? And if not, make a list of it. It's all about like preparing yourself. Make a list of these things and figure it out. And then what you didn't do the day before, do it the next day. Just like you said, it's not a sprint. Once you realize that, then it's just a marathon, and the days are going to come regardless. The sun's going to come up every day, and the moon's going to come up right after that. It's going to happen every day until we walk off of this earth. So
Facts.
make sure you're taking complete advantage of it. That's what you want to do at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I know we spoke earlier about you wanting to get into the radio industry. Do you have plans of ever creating like your own little podcast one of these days and
I,
starting
I,
that up?
I actually did for a while. It was a friend of mine and a really good friend of mine and a guy I went to school with, and we had it going for a while, but just had some things that came up in life. We actually were doing it like on a local radio show as well, because it went from podcast to radio show, and he just kind of kept it running. But it's just it's always if you it's always about trying to get back in, because like I said, there's many avenues to get back to where you want to go. And but the thing for me is that like podcasting is like it's it feels saturated. It feels like the market is just saturated with just the same thing. So you got to bring your own flavor. You got to kind of niche the market for yourself. Figure it out for you. Okay, we want to talk about sports. Okay, you want to talk about all sports? You want to just like cut it down, or just like current events? Like just you have to figure it out for yourself, and you can kind of create a better lane for yourself. So it's like a I don't know what's the highway in California, the 405, the big highway they have there. It's like, but once you're on it, you have to be able to get off and create your own lane, and it makes it easier for you. So yeah, so I'm always looking. I'm always like you find because you find people like throughout the days and the weeks and stuff that people like if you bring it up, they're like, oh yeah, like I've always wanted to do this, and so I'm in. I'm to be honest, I'm in talks with a friend of mine about doing something for like my hometown, like just talking about like the past like sports because we had like a huge like a huge sports history, but it's not talked about enough. And so so if I want to start there, and I mean like for me, the end goal is to like I want to own like a media company here, even if it's just out of just a building, and I'm running podcasts with people and teaching them about running commercials and advertising. Because it's like it's so there's so many untapped markets. I think here in Oklahoma is one of those said markets. So you want to kind of help people along as well as help too. And so I can do it, get the whole thing running, and then to kind of like get people that started on it. Because not everybody wants to do it says they want to. You never know. At first, like I never really knew that I wanted to be in radio. It was something that was like, hey, you talking music, hey, you talking about sports. You do this enough. Why not have somebody hopefully pay you for it one day? Or you do it for the fun of it 2 hours a day or once a week or whatever. I just have a want. Like that's like I have a want to do this, and I know it's going to take some work to get there, and I plan on putting in said work. But yeah, it's going to come. I know it's going to. Just don't give up. Just never give up. That's the main thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the one thing that I did like that you said is that you and your friends were able to get on a local radio station through your old podcast. And that right there is an achievement within itself, man. That's such an
Yeah.
honorable thing. Um, I'm sure at that moment that made you really proud to know that, you had you had potential in this.
Oh, definitely. And you find out like you have listeners, some people like my family will always listen, your friends will always listen, but you find these people that like they became loyal listeners. And we had this one lady that would call every week because she had something to say. We had this guy that I went to high school with. He's a mixed martial artist, and he was talking. I don't know what he was talking about, but she called that she called the day that he was there and was like, "I need his information." Because she wanted to send him like a gift card to like a local food place that we had here, just so she can make sure that he has a meal at least once. And so, like it's amazing, because it's just like people like you don't get to talk to them the day that they listen to the show, but they'll text you 2 3 days later like, oh, we listen to the show, great talk, so on and so forth. This is where you could have went on with it, and you kind of take those things, and you just like even if you open up the show and like, oh, well, we heard this, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Like I was through the roof during the time that we did it because it's just something you do it, but you just never know that you do it to this level and that there could be a bigger level for you. So yeah, it was exciting, extremely exciting.
It's so awesome, man. So freaking awesome. Ooh, I can't wait to see what's up next, man. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm truly happy to see like more coming from you, and I wouldn't be surprised if I started seeing you post about things of you doing your own little broadcasting and stuff like that here in the future, man. So
It's coming, man. It's coming. Just keep your eyes peeled, and like I said, for me, like I told you before, it's just like I'm thankful that you're gonna give people like myself who have a story to tell a chance to kind of tell the story, and I might I might find fans in this about people who are like, oh, this guy, I like the way he talks. Let me find out more. Okay, so when's the show coming? And so you open up another avenue for me just with that. And like I said, I hope that you continue to do this because people people out there who just go throughout the day and nobody really knows anything about them, but they have a story in behind it.
that's facts. That is true, and I will, brother. I'm gonna always keep doing this for the rest of my life until I go in the grave.
I
So
appreciate that. Yes, sir.
no problem, man. No problem. So the last question, what are some more things you would like to tell people about you?
Ooh, mental health. That's one I know for me. That's one of the biggest things for me is that you keep an eye on yourself, keep an eye on your mental health. Um, I, to be honest, I don't really have a lot more to say about myself. Just just keep a lookout for me. I mean, like I, this world is crazy, man. We just gotta love each other. So, like I said, we're more alike than we are different, and the world has tried to separate us, and it shouldn't be that way because you just leave the crazy people where they are, point blank. You just leave them to the side. You love them, but you love them from over there, and so you just love one another, man. Like at the end of the day, like if I just say anything, just love and light to everyone, and that's me. That's me at the end of the day. Just simplistic kind of guy, just trying to get through the day.
I like that, brother. I like that. And I do thank you, Colton, for joining me in this interview, man.
Jeremy, I appreciate you. I really do. This was fun. This was fun. I'm thankful. Like I said, this is like I didn't know what I kind of knew, but I didn't know for sure. But like I said, I'm thankful. This has been great. We'll do this again sometime soon.
We
We
will.
do
Oh,
like
we will. Oh, we will. There's
do
no
like a
doubt in my
pop.
mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you a follow. I'm gonna hit you a follow on Twitter, and we definitely will keep in
Please,
touch.
and I'll do the same. I'll do the same with you, the exact same, because I know that you'll have some great stories to come, and I'd like to be able to kind of push them along. And maybe one day, once I get the show started, I can have you on, and you can just kind of go. And I'll be able to interview you.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll
yeah. I need those, man. I need those. I need people
okay,
to start
we can
interviewing
do
me.
it. We can do it.
Thank you, brother, for sure, brother. All right, brother.
Yes.
Well, take it easy, my man. We'll talk soon.
You, man. We appreciate you, man. Take
All right.
care.
One love,
All
brother.
right. Love, love, love.
All right, peace, bro.